Hi, I'm Kristen Sprouse. I'm a senior this year at Western. I'm finishing my elementary education major, and hopefully I'll become a teacher next year. I'm sitting outside because I also live with 4 other roommates, and there's not a quiet place in our house ever. I love to take care of my plants. I'm growing about 4 strawberry plants, 4 raspberry plants. I have aloe, cacti. I have a bunch of different plants. Something about me, I love to try new things and new foods. I try every time I go out to a restaurant to order something new. I'm always down to experience new things. I'm born and raised in Frankfort, Kentucky. Regardless of it being the capital, there's not much to do in Frankfort, but we made it as fun as we could. Every other Friday we host a downtown concert, and a bunch of bands come out and play, and the whole community really comes together, and it's probably the most fun thing we have in Frankfort. My family was pretty small. It was just me, my mom, and my sister, but now my sister got married and she moved to New York City, and she became Jewish too because her husband is Jewish, and his name is Laser, and he has about 7 brothers, 7 sisters. So now my family's pretty big, and I love them. They're great. Oh, and my sister, most importantly, just had a baby, so I'm now officially an aunt, and her name is Gemma, and she's about 6 months old, and she's the most perfect baby in the world. Yeah, but my family is still really small. We don't really have any family reunions like a lot of my friends have. I didn't even know that's an actual thing that people do. Yeah, my family can never be big enough to do that. No one would come, I don't think. Yeah, that's just not a thing in my family. I have traveled a lot. I've gotten to play on a bunch of different select soccer teams, so that always allowed me to travel within America, to a bunch of different states. I did get to go to the Dominican Republic for a week for just pleasure with my family, and then recently, a couple years back, I got to go to Spain for 3 weeks to play on a soccer team on a World Cup type thing. So we got to represent America and play against Mexico, New Zealand, a bunch of different teams, and that was probably the most amazing experience I've ever been a part of. I do have a cat. Her name is Inky. She's a rescue cat. I believe I have the ability to understand a culture on its own terms and not make judgments using my own culture. To my knowledge, cultural relativism and ethnocentricity are very similar. I would say, to my understanding, my family's foodways are we eat steak for birthdays together, and we eat with the whole family on holidays. But in my home, we don't have any family tradition meals. I would say me and my mom didn't really cook anything together. We don't really have a main thing that we cook. Like I mentioned earlier, my family is multicultural. My cousins also always have a foreign exchange student, usually from China, and that's always a good, cool experience because we get to see their way of life and how they live. And I also mentioned earlier, I got to play on a different sports team, so that always allowed me to travel a lot and play with people on my team who are from different countries themselves, who even have different religions, who some of them English wasn't even their first language, so that was amazing. I always wanted to do the Ancestry.com thing, one of the tests that shows all the races I'm part of, but I've never had the time or money. But I did just call my mom and I asked her, I was are we where are we from? Where's our family from? And she replied with, we're 100% European. So I'm definitely going to take that test soon so I can actually figure out where we're from, because I'm pretty sure she just made that up. But yeah, that's a little about me and my culture.